once we've gone through all these drills, we're going to bring you guys back in and talk a little bit about hand setting. But for the start, let's all go with our platforms. That way we can take a look at our feet. So whenever we're talking about feet, if I have, I know you're Puerto Rican.
Plino.
B, what does it start with?
That's good.
Vino. So if he's my target up at the net, then I want to make sure first thing that we need to talk about is we always want to be square to where we're setting. Okay, and what that means is that when I go to make this set, I should always be facing my target. A lot of the times what happens is you'll see setters run in very quickly and they end up facing their partner. All right, then it's very hard for me to kind of put this ball to the net. That's a good set, and if I make an error and I'm facing my partner, more than likely I'm going to leave them too far off, and I'm also going to start pushing them too far out. Okay, so one thing to think about when we do this is once the ball starts coming over the net and I see that I'm not receiving the ball anymore, I can kind of stand up and relax. Keyword relax. All right, some of you guys this morning when I was looking around, when you saw that the ball wasn't coming to you, you were so fast to get here that some of you guys were in the setter spot before the person even touched the ball. Okay, we want to make sure that we're kind of staying back here. We're anticipating that the ball is going to go to the right spot, but we're not going to beat the ball there. Okay, so I'm going to see this ball come over the net as a serve. I'm going to start trotting towards the net. I'm going to see this pass happen, and I'm going to try to keep my shoulders and my hips square to my target as long as I can. I'm not saying it's always going to happen, but that's our goal. All right, once we find the right timing and we know what we're doing, then we can start thinking about our footsteps, and it's very muscle memory. All right, so whenever we're going for this, it's always going to be off foot, net foot, set. Okay, and what I mean by net foot is whichever leg is closest to the net, that's the one that you should have forward. So if I'm coming from the right side, then I should have my right foot forward. If I'm coming from the left side of the court, I should have my left foot forward. Does that make sense? All right. The reason for that is it's going to be a little bit easier for you to square up, and it's going to help us with our momentum. All right. So whenever we're going to make this set, we should feel like we're almost walking towards and continuing our momentum towards our target. All right. We don't want to be stopped and just shove this ball to our partner. We want to feel like we're making a really good, smooth movement to lift this ball to be a good set rather than passing this ball to be a good set. So it's a little different than everything we learned this morning with passing. Setting is going to be a little bit more lifting, whereas passing was a little bit more arm dependent. Does that make sense? All right, so we're just going to try to work on that footwork first. JM and Allie, if you guys wouldn't mind stepping in. This is the first drill you guys are going to do. You're going to be in the court, and we're really just focusing on trying to get that net foot forward. So I'm going to be at the net. I'm going to toss the ball to JM. He's going to pass it to himself, and then he's going to pass forward to me. If you notice, there's not a whole lot of arm movement with this. They're mainly doing it with a leg lift, and then if they do have arm movement, that's just getting the ball to go exactly where they want. So they're going to pass it to themselves, and then they're getting that net foot forward. If you notice, the whole time their shoulders are facing me. At no point are they facing in the court. All right, so they're just going to find that rhythm with this ball. That's going to make a really nice set. Dan, I'll have you come over here. All right. Actually, you're going to have the ball. You're going to smack, let Allie go. So then we're going to die it down a little bit, but make it a little bit more realistic. And JM is going to toss. So now that Allie can work on actually getting square to me. If you notice, she's not turning her chest to face JM. She's kind of keeping her chest towards me. And then she's just looking at JM to find that ball coming over her shoulder. All right, still doing a really good job. Real quick, I want you guys to watch her foot timing in relation to the touch of her platform. Okay, so don't worry about the pass. Just look at her foot timing in relation to the touch on your platform. Okay, so a toss and then a pass. All right, you should notice that her contact is happening almost the same time as that front step is happening. Does everyone see that? See one more, Allie? So you should feel like, that's what I was talking about with momentum, is you should feel like you're almost stepping down as you're making that touch. Make sense? All right. Then we're gonna go where JM is gonna be passing. So now we're getting a little bit more out of control. We move JM around a little bit. He's got his pass. Allie's still working on getting that net foot forward. And she's just having a really strong finish towards the net. A little bit. JM doesn't like being nice to Allie apparently. All right, but if you notice, her technique hasn't really changed as we've moved from one drill to the other. It's just gotten a little bit more hectic or more volleyball-like, okay? Then we're gonna move into some gameplay where we're still gonna have a toss, except we're gonna play out the points. And it's gonna be very easy for you guys to find this squared up motion and everything when it's very controlled. But as the rally goes on, that's when you're gonna start to lose it, okay? So let's really, everyone try really hard to make sure that you are getting square to your target every single time you set. Even if it's in a rally, they hit the ball over the net, it gets dug, then a free ball comes over. I should see Allie squaring up on that next ball.
Yeah, Allie gets square. Huh? So yeah, Allie, let's see her get square.
Any questions? Any additions?
Can you go over the footwork? It's net, off,
Yeah.
net, off.
So what I suggest is if you can make these first couple steps a little bit more controlled and smaller, then what you're gonna do is it's gonna be off foot, net foot, set.
Okay.
Every single time. Another cue that we use commonly is dip, dip, lift. Okay, so as you're going towards this pass, it should feel like you're dipping, dipping, and then lifting for that last set. So dip, dip, lift.
Can you just show it from the other side? The same thing.
This way?
Yeah.
So if Allie was gonna pass the ball, I would have my controlled feet, and then I'm off foot, net foot, set. Right, left, lift. Just depends on what side you're going from. Good? All right. Players, you are gonna head back to your courts. Coaches, stay. Coaches, you're gonna stay wherever you are. We're gonna go for about, what time is it?
2:49. 2:50.
We're gonna go for about 45 minutes, working and kind of building up with this setting, get to gameplay, then we'll come back and we'll introduce you guys a little bit to hand setting, go back out, do those simple drills, and then we'll finish. Probably take a little break by then, and then we'll come back and put it all together this afternoon when we're playing. Cool. Let's get better. Oh my gosh, you guys are killing it.